there, I'm Sarah Maiga, your go-to real estate expert and associate broker of Maiga Homes with Keller Williams. If you're new here and interested in all things real estate, be sure to hit the subscribe button by clicking that little icon in the bottom right-hand corner of this video. I publish videos on a new real estate topic every week, and you don't want to miss anything. Today, I'm going to be covering what does the process of buying a home look like when relocating. Now, I know it can seem like a big task with a lot of moving pieces, but believe it or not, the process of buying a home when relocating is not that much different than if you already lived in the state. In fact, the two biggest differences with buying a home when relocating are going to be when or how you see properties for sale and whether you close on the home remotely or in the state where you're purchasing the home. That's it. See, it's not that crazy different, right? Well, now that I've established the two major differences between buying a home when relocating and the traditional home buying process, let's start with an overview of the home buying process as a quick reminder. Step 1. Have a buyer consultation. Then hire a buyer's agent you trust in the area you hope to purchase a home. Then you're going to finalize your pre-approval or proof of funds. Then you're going to find the right property. Write an offer, get it accepted. Remove the purchase agreement contingencies. Close on the home, move in. These are the exact same steps, no matter if you're relocating or just simply buying a home. So let's break down each step a little bit further so that I can point out some of the complexities and considerations that may differ for a buyer who's relocating. Step 1, have a buyer consultation. The first thing you should do if you know you're going to be relocating within a year is find an experienced realtor who you trust to advocate for your interests and schedule a buyer consultation. The consultation could be done via Zoom or in person when you're in town, whichever you prefer. The goal of the buyer consultation is to do the following things. Assess your needs, wants, and requirements. Hone in on your ideal property and criteria. Create an active buyer portal with up-to-date listings. Educate and inform you of the market conditions and things you should consider. Match up your expectations with the realities of the market. Make potential recommendations or considerations that you may not have thought of. Consult with you on financing availability and acquisition strategies. Align on expectations, availability, and communication preferences. And finally, establish a buyer-agency relationship. This leads me right into step 2, which is to hire a buyer's agent that you trust. At the end of your buyer consultation, you'll want to sign buyer agency paperwork that will establish a fiduciary relationship between you and your realtor of choice. The buyer agency agreement allows them to be loyal to your interests, keep anything you tell them confidential, and to start actively working on your behalf. Whether you're relocating or not, the agency paperwork can all be done electronically. Now, once you've signed buyer agency paperwork, you'll work together with your agent to determine the best timeline options and steps to move forward together. If you're ready to start house hunting immediately, then you can jump right to step 3. If you're not quite ready for that yet, that's okay too. Just let your agent know where you are in the process so that they can best assist you to become ready, as well as once you are ready to officially start the house hunting process, finalize your pre-approval or proof of funds. If you're within 3 months of making a purchase and need to secure financing, it's a good idea to get pre-approved to ensure that Number 1, you're looking at properties within budget. Number 2, you're happy with your monthly payment after principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Number 3, you can get financing and what type is available to you. The last thing you want to do is start looking at houses online. Get attached to something and find out it's $100,000 more than you're pre-approved for. This might be hard for you to adjust your expectations moving forward when we start to look at houses that are within budget. Or, what if you want to purchase in a specific area and find out it costs more than you anticipated? We want to know this up front so that we can be looking at the right properties. Step 4, finding the right property. Now that you've secured your pre-approval or proof of funds if you're paying cash, it's time to start looking for the right property. This is where the biggest difference comes into play when buying a home and relocating. Primarily because if you don't live in the state, it can be a bit more difficult to see homes in person if you have to travel to do so. Depending on the market, some homes could be off market in a day or two, especially if you're looking for updated and move-in ready, or at a competitive price point. This makes coming in to see properties a bit more difficult. So depending on your comfort zone, there are a couple of ways to handle this. We can Schedule a day or weekend that you plan to come in and go see multiple properties in a single day. We can schedule properties to see in person as they come up based on your availability. We can schedule virtual tours and write offers sight unseen. Every buyer is different in terms of their comfort zone when purchasing a property. Although I do generally recommend that you see a property in person before writing an offer, sometimes if you feel that it's the right home and you don't have time to come in and see it before someone else snatches it up, we can always write an offer, and if it gets accepted, you can come in to see it during the inspection timeframe. Remember, you always reserve the right to walk away for any reason during the inspection contingency. Step 5. Write an offer and get it accepted. Now that we've identified the right property and discussed the options for how to view it, the next step is to decide to write an offer. Depending on the market, it's very possible we will not get every home we write an offer on, and the type of offer we write will vary greatly, depending on whether it's a competitive situation or not. You will work together with your agent to discuss an offer strategy for each property. Once we're able to come to terms with the seller, we are now officially under contract. Step 6. Removing any remaining contingencies. Once the offer is accepted, we begin to work through the contract contingencies. The standard contingencies are as follows: home inspection, HOA documentation if applicable, financing, appraisal, title work. The only one of these that you may want to consider coming in person for is the home inspection, although it's not required. During the inspection window, you reserve the right to learn about your home and bring in any professionals you wish to inspect or give quotes for things you are concerned about. During this time frame, your agent can be available to assist you with providing access and getting quotes if you're not able to be physically present, although you are most certainly allowed to be there if you so desire. But don't worry, if you cannot be present for whatever reason, any reputable home inspector will send a detailed report with photos and descriptions via email and can talk to you over the phone about anything that comes up. All the other contingencies can be handled remotely, so there's no need to worry. Step 7. Close on the home. Once all the above contingencies are taken care of, then we can officially schedule closing. As I mentioned earlier, this is the only other step that might be different than the traditional home buying process. You are entitled to do a final walkthrough of the property up to 72 hours in advance of closing. If you're not able to come in person for this, we can do a virtual walkthrough via video to make sure it is in the same condition as when we purchased the home. Your options for the actual closing are as follows. You can sign in person at the title company at the same day and time as the seller. You can sign in person at the title company at a different day or time than the seller. One person can sign in person and does power of attorney for the person who's not able to be present. You can close in person out of state at a contract title company. You can close at your convenience at your current home or another location in your current state with a mobile notary where it is available. Now, if you want to sign remotely or out of state, that's perfectly okay. The only difference is that the funds cannot be released to the seller until the full package is received by the title company and funds are in from your lender. Whatever arrangement is best for you can be coordinated and achieved with ease and little to no stress. Step 8. Move in. If your purchase agreement states that you get keys at closing, then once the funds are in and the documents are signed, you will receive the keys to your new home. However, if our contract allowed the seller to stay in the property post-closing, then you would not get keys until the agreed upon move-out date. Hopefully, you found this episode to be a good refresher for you on not only the process steps and contingencies in buying a home, but also the options that are available to you when buying a home and relocating at the same time. As you can see, there aren't too many differences between the two processes, and with today's technology, it makes buying a house from out of state easier than ever. As always, if you think you're within a year of making a move to Southeast Michigan, give me a call and set up a consultation today, as I create custom moving plans for all of my clients up to a year in advance. Plus, if I'm not able to personally assist you, don't worry. I'm part of a global real estate company and can find you a similarly qualified agent anywhere in the world. In fact, if you haven't had a chance, please check out another one of my videos on why you should get a realtor referral for an agent when relocating. That will teach you all about how realtor-to-realtor referrals work and what to expect when you ask me for one. Be sure to subscribe to my channel today and tune in to next week's question, Moving to Ann Arbor? 5 resources to help you. You can also check out my other series on selling a home, buying and selling simultaneously, buying a home for the first time, new construction, and more. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.